For example, if there's a girl, now what to speak about, to be honest, I completely don't know what to say. More repetition of falling into that trap is going to further deepen the pattern which is engraved into us.
Usually, like, if I try to speak, I can speak, but it's just going to be the just start of the conversation, not more than
Hmm.
that. Yeah.
Hmm. 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 So here we are going to avoid falling into the same trap from now on. We're going to avoid falling into the same trap because again, more repetition of falling into that trap is going to further deepen the pattern which is engraved into us. All right. So the next time I'll give you a situation. For example, if there's a girl who you would like to get close to, till now you never went up to the girl to speak to her. This time I want you to go up to the girl to speak to her. All right. But what are you going to speak? That is the question, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So at that time, what you're going to speak is exactly what you are feeling. This is the second point I want you to write down.
Okay.
So part one was acting with your heart. All right. Not the mind, not falling into that trap.
Mhm.
Now, what to speak about? You are simply going to convert your feelings into conversation. I'll give you an example. So, for example, if there's a girl and you are not able to, again, the same trap is happening that, okay, I desire this thing, but I don't know what to say. You are going to, at that moment, not go deeper into that cycle of the mind, but because the desire is there, you're going to straight away act on that desire by going to that girl and you're going to simply say hello to her and you're going to say, hi, I actually, saw you and I wanted to speak to you. But to be honest, I completely don't know what to say.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The same game which traps you and trips you, I want you to flip that game over and give in to that. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So basically, you're going to flip the pattern, you're going to flip the same thing which every time you fall into, and you're going to fall headfirst into that. You are going to submit yourself to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Got it.
when you submit yourself, see, right now I'm only talking about the action in one hypothetical situation, but these small acts will then further lead to something which is going to be a long term outcome of this, which I'll come to next. But for now, I want you to understand this point before we move on to that is that when you get stuck in the thought of, okay, what am I going to speak about? You are going to simply go like, fuck, this dialogue in my head, I'm exactly going to say this. What is making me afraid and what is making me stop in my tracks and not do anything about my desire, I'm exactly going to use that material as the content of my conversation. All right.
Yeah.
Now, basically, that same dialogue, once you convert it into the content of your conversation, it needs you to become naked. It needs you to become naked in the sense you become naked in terms of any kind of fear of, okay, that normally this is why I don't go to the girl. This is normally why I avoid these interactions. This is why I normally don't speak in a crowd. Fuck all that. You become naked and welcoming to a newer version of yourself. You have to be ready to welcome a newer version of yourself, like, because the thing is, the next question you might ask when you say like, okay, this is a strategy, but what if I'm still afraid? How do I find a reason to be able to execute this? The reason you have to execute this is because up until now you are not happy with the person you are in these particular areas, correct?
Yeah.
That's why you're speaking to me. That's why you're watching the videos. That's why you got bothered when that girl said that, I don't want to speak again. So, what you need to do is you need to become naked to destruction of your current self.
Yeah.
You need to become naked to the destruction of your current self. All right.
Got it.
So that is the reason or the motive which next time when in a particular environment such as a cafeteria or something, you get this kind of a scare that, okay, there's a girl, I find her attractive, I want to speak to her. Okay, I don't know what the fuck to speak about. I told you that. You flip the pattern, the dialogue in your head, you basically use that as the content for the conversation, and the action is not via the mind, the action is via the heart. Heart desires something, fuck it, we'll do it. How to do it? Okay, we are going to use the dialogue in the head as the point of conversation, because trust me, in normally mostly every situation when you'll go up to a girl and be so nakedly honest with her that, I saw you and I want to speak to you, but to be honest, I have no idea what to speak about, she is most probably going to laugh or smile. Why? Because how many guys do you think are so upfront and honest with a girl the first time they go to speak to her? Are you getting me?
Yeah, yeah.
So on one side, we could feel afraid that, okay, if I convert the dialogue into my head, into what I'm going to say to her, she might think I'm a loser or something. But no, the thing is, every other guy who normally goes up to a girl to try to speak to them for the first time, they are either playing out some routine, or they are trying to make up a story and talk about that, or they're basically having some sort of a scheme going on. All right. And they are not dumb. They welcome the scheme if the guy is attractive for them, and if the guy is not attractive, they don't welcome that story and that routine which the guy is doing, because they are not dumb. They have gone through this practice a lot of times. That's not the first guy trying to hit on them. But very rarely does ever a guy come across who straight away lays his heart out openly, because that shows a lot of confidence, that shows a lot of humility, that shows a lot of being a real human.
Mm.
Okay, so first, acting with your heart, not getting stuck in the same trap, because if you repeat the same falling into the trap, you're going to further engrave the pattern into your own sense of self. So, acting with the heart, you straight away go to the person and you say hello. But what do you speak about? Exactly whatever is going on in your head. That shit, I really want to speak to you and I saw you. That's why I came here to say hello. But to be honest, I don't know what to say at all. And what you follow that up with is a very simple open-ended question. Okay,
Mm.
you follow that up with a very simple open-ended question, such as how are you, or how is your day going, or what do you think about what I just said. Okay,
Okay.
anything which is not a question that results in a yes or no answer. Are
Mm.
you getting me?
Yeah.
Because if there is a yes or no answer to it, the conversation can stop again. And because you normally have difficulty in the start of the conversation, I want you to ask an open ended question that will need the other person to talk it out. So when they
Mm.
have to talk it out, then you will simply ask more open ended questions on the same things which they are telling you. All right. So, for example, you say that I don't have any idea of what to say and stuff like that. And then either she'll smile and say something, or if there's no reaction, then you can follow up with, how's your day going? Or, what do you think about what I just said? Simple. And when they reply, they will say something in which there'll be a bunch of little things, such as if you ask, how's your day going? They say that, it's okay. I have just come back from the library or something. Then you can simply ask, okay, what were you doing in the library? Or what book are you currently reading? Something which builds on top of the answer which they just gave you. Okay,
Mm.
because normally you don't put in effort into a conversation and try to take it forward. These are the practical tips I'm giving you of how to take a conversation forward. All you do is you simply try to build up on the answer that you got from that person.